Got a good one for you today. This woman went incredibly viral on TikTok for making a video like this, all right?
Unpopular opinion, part 4. I wish that I lived in the 1940s, when going on a date was a super special romantic time,
And she goes on to say a bunch of other things about the 1940s. Now, of course, this is an exclusively white woman video to make, or white dude video to make, really. Like, I feel like a woman of any color really shouldn't be like, fuck, I wish I was in the 1940s. Like, could those women even speak back then? Were they allowed to say words? Probably not. I mean, I feel like that this woman would be hung in the street for wearing a top this low cut in the 1940s. You know, I don't think she would have a good time. You know, this woman has some nice titties, and I feel like she'd be persecuted for that. But of course, this goes viral, and everyone says, "Yeah, maybe we can not, you know, pine after the period where World War II was happening." You know, I don't think that was a very good time for anyone. You know, I don't think that anyone in the 1940s was like, you know, this is fucking sick. Everyone was like, oh man, I just watched my best friend die, and I got 6 letters from 6 different relatives and friends, and they've also died. Meanwhile, my mum's in the bullet factory working her fingers to the fucking bone. I don't think the 1940s was exclusively people singing doo-wop doo-wah and you know, going, oh, how good is not having Netflix? I think they were like, oh man, my son and my father and my husband have all died in the war. I'm sad. At least there aren't any black people around. You know, that's what the 1940s was. I don't think it's something that we should be pining about. Other than, look, the only people that really want the 1940s back are dudes that look like me and have the same haircut as me, but we differ on political opinions. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not a good time to look like me and have a large social media platform or do a podcast with red LED lights. You know, it looks a little bit fucking straight arm salute, if you know what I mean. But anyway, that goes crazy viral on TikTok because of all the things that I've said. And she released probably the worst apology I've ever seen, or not even really an apology, just the worst response to controversy I've really seen on TikTok. And let's just give it a watch, all right? Here's her response.
Of course, I am 100% against.
Oh, for fuck's sake. TikTok sucks. All right.
Okay, I did not say I wanted the 1940s to happen again. Absolutely not. With the atrocities of war, Nazism, and racial prejudice, which of course I am 100% against. I would never want that time period to be repeated.
Okay, great. Now, that is where she should have stopped. That's all she had to say. That's actually a pretty good rebuttal, you know, like, oh, obviously there are a lot of bad things in 1940 and I don't want those to repeat. Obviously, right? And she's going, I don't want a repeat of World War II or the rise of Nazism or the sexism or the racism of that era. And that's where she should have stopped. She could have ended it there. Maybe if I was her, I would have added on, I just like the fashion of the time. Not the fascism, the fashion. Or I just like the music, you know? But instead she says this.
I simply stated that I would have liked to experience living back then as me, Angela. With my traditional values.
I don't want the 1940s to repeat, and I don't want the Nazis to come back. What I'm saying is, I would have loved to be there when it happened. And she's going, look, I understand if a lot of you guys wouldn't want the return of World War II, racism and sexism being blatant, and blackface being like a cool little hobby that you can have on the weekend. I'm just saying that I would have been stoked. That's the fucking... I mean, look, I'll put it this way. This bitch looks like she's been educated in the 1940s. She really is living it. She's not cosplaying. You know what I mean? She, like, this type of airhead shit is really 1940s of her. Let's listen.
A desire to be a busy stay-at-home mother of many children. My cooking skills and feminine style...
You can still do that! You can do that right now. You're currently doing it. I don't think any bitch in 1940s would be having a fucking TikTok If there was TikTok back in 1940s, women would get slapped for using it. Yeah, what are you making TikToks on, Marie? It better be about recipes and housework. It better not be your opinion or your thoughts, see? Or you're gonna taste the back of my hand again.
I think I would have enjoyed being a 1940s woman. Okay.
I think I would have enjoyed being a 1940s woman. Yeah, because you're the right color to be a 1940s woman. Did any woman in the 1940s have fun? Maybe before 1942, there was a little bit of fun to have, but I'm pretty sure that after that, it was just like watching every man in your life either die or come home very fucking different. You know, I don't think the 1940s were very fun. They had, look, I'm not going to, everybody likes a nice homemade pie. I'm not going to say that homemade cooking isn't good. I mean, I wouldn't turn down a nice baked pie, you know, but I don't think I'd be like, man, this apple pie is so good that I wish I could watch the Holocaust happen in real time. You know what I mean? I think there was so many different ways where this woman could have addressed it, because I totally get what she's saying. I get, you know, she's a woman who likes traditional values and doesn't like to be near black people. And she's the type of woman who, that's a joke, obviously. I understand what she means. She's the type of woman that wants to be a stay-at-home mom, that wants to have lots of kids, that wants to just do nothing but get her back blown out and make nice little TikToks about homemade bread. Right? And that's fine. That's great. But I think she needs to realize that she's currently living that. Do you know what I mean? You know, like, what's this? I don't understand this. I get the whole traditional values thing of people who genuinely like filling like standard gender roles. I understand that, all right? I mean, if there's one thing that I hate, it's when a woman talks to me and has an opinion or free will. So I understand where they're coming from. But what I don't get is this idea of like, oh, I'm living my life this way, and I would like every single other cunt on the planet to live it like that as well. Do we have to do that? I don't think so. All I'm saying is, I think that there are a few different ways that she could have maybe worded that, which is like, I feel like I would have fit in the 1940s. See, even that sounds racist. Do you know what I mean? I think that sounds a little bit. How would you word this? So if I was her, I would go. Look, I think there are a lot of bad things about the 1940s, but you see, I can't think of a way to word it. Write down in the comments the best way that she could have addressed this, and we'll see if we can do better than her. I would have just gone, if I was her, all right, because as a man, I don't think that any man of any color, especially any color that isn't white, would have a good time in the 1940s. No man had a good time. Even the rich people, their lives were kind of fucked. You know, all those people that got out of getting conscripted, they were like, okay, great, what are we going to do? Oh, I don't know, go to the supermarket and get scorned by all of the women that are there, you know? Like, if you were a dude walking around the supermarket in the 1940s and you had 2 legs and 2 arms and you didn't have like a bullet hole in your face, people would look at you and go, you fucking coward. They would either go, you fucking coward, or hey, this is a whites only supermarket, get out of here. It's not a good place to be. It's not a fun time period to go back to, and I feel like anyone with any understanding of history would understand that, especially like American history. Fuck, I love those traditional TikTok people, because they're just constantly like just talking about how idyllic and perfect their traditional values life is. And don't get me wrong, there's a fuckload of benefits to living that if you are that type of person. I feel like the trad wife aesthetic thing, like stay-at-home mom and breadwinner dad and lots of kids, that's an unbelievably fulfilling life if you're genuinely like attracted to it. But for a lot of other people, it's prison and it's hell. And for those trad people to go out into the workforce and shit, it's the same for them. It's like prison and hell for them. People need to understand that we're living in the best era there has ever been. And that really says a lot about how fucking horrific the other fucking time periods were. People just romanticize, I was born in the wrong generation. Cunts have been saying that since the dawn of time. You can look at fucking ancient Greek teens, right? I was born in the wrong generation. Back in the day, those people had it right. Meanwhile, those people were like hanging black people from trees if they looked at a white woman. and dying in a trench, not of being killed by the war, but just of I wore the wrong boots. Fuck, I guess I'm gonna die.